So I read this, I found this. I cleaned my mom's entire basement today and her storage rooms looking for escaped hamsters. Anyway, so I found this, and it's about Saints Perpetua and Felicity. I'm going to read it, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's worth listening. In the year 203, Vibia Perpetua made the decision to become a Christian. 203. Although she knew it could mean her death during Septimus' persecution. Her father was frantic with worry and tried to talk her out of her decision. At 22 years old, this well-educated, high-spirited, noble woman had every reason to want to live, including a baby son who was still nursing. Since her husband is never mentioned, many historians assume she's a widow. Perpetua was arrested with other catechumens, including 2 slaves, Felicity and Revocatus, and also with Saturninus and Secundulus. So they were arrested. Their catechist, Satyrus, had already been imprisoned before them. She was baptized before being taken to prison. So Perpetua was. The soldiers who arrested and guarded them pushed and shoved them without any concern. Perpetua had no trouble admitting she was very afraid. But in the midst of all this horror, her most excruciating pain came from being separated from her little baby. The young slave, Felicity, was even worse off. She suffered the rough handling, the overcrowding, and stifling heat in the prison while being 8 months pregnant. 8 months pregnant. 2 deacons who ministered to the prisoners paid the guards so that the martyrs would be put in a better part of the prison. There, her mother and brother were able to visit Perpetua and bring her baby to her. When she received permission for her baby to stay with her, my prison suddenly became a palace for me, she wrote, or said. Once more, her father came to her, begging her to give in, kissing her hands and throwing himself at her feet. When she and the others were taken to be examined and sentenced, her father followed, pleading with her and the judge. The judge, out of pity, also tried to get Perpetua to change her mind. But when she stood fast, she was sentenced with the others to be thrown to the wild beasts in the arena. Meanwhile, Felicity was also in torment. Listen to this. Oh my goodness. Felicity, the 8-month pregnant lady. It was against the law for pregnant women to be executed. Even the Romans understood that babies are babies in the womb. To kill a child in the womb was shedding innocent and sacred blood. Felicity was afraid that she would not give birth before the day set for their martyrdom, and her companions would go on their journey without her. Isn't that amazing? She was afraid she wouldn't give birth. She wanted to die a martyr for Christ with them. Amazing. 2 days before the execution, 2 days, Felicity went into painful labor. The guards made fun of her, insulting her, by saying, "If you think you suffer now, how will you stand it when you face the wild beasts?" While she's pushing a baby out. Felicity answered them calmly, "Now I'm the one who is suffering, but in the arena, another will be in me, suffering for me, because I will be suffering for him." She gave birth to a healthy girl who was adopted and raised by one of the Christian women of Carthage. The new Christians and their teacher went to the arena with joy and calm. Perpetua, in usual high spirits, met the eyes with everyone along the way. We are told she walked with shining steps as the true wife of Christ, the darling of God. The men were attacked by bears, leopards, and wild boars. The women were stripped to face a wild, rabid heifer. When the crowd, however, saw the two young women, one of whom had obviously just given birth, they were horrified, and the women were removed and clothed again. Sickening. Absolutely sickening what they did. What these beautiful people were willing to go through for God. Perpetua and Felicity were thrown back into the arena so roughly that they were bruised and hurt. Perpetua, though confused and distracted, still was thinking of others and went to help Felicity up. Imagine, she must have just been there for Felicity, who had just given birth to a baby, and the two of them stood side by side as all 5 martyrs had their throats cut. I thought they were eaten by animals, though. Perpetua's last words were to her brother: "Stand fast in the faith and love one another." Stand fast in the faith. And we don't even have the courage to fight against this culture, to speak up against the evils that are all around us in public or even to other Catholics. It's amazing. Wow. You guys have a